Yeah, was it 1 point gained today or 2 dropped? And how just talk about the Palace goalkeeper who kept you impressed.
Yeah, we can look at it in two different perspectives. We have one more point than 3 hours ago, so we add the point. But at the same time, you play to win 3 points. You get only one, you lose 2. But if I look to the game, I would split the first half where, of course, the feeling is we have to win it. So we lost 2 points, but then comes 30 minutes in the second half where they deserve to get the equalize. And then in that perspective, you accept because it's quite fair. And then in the last 10 minutes again, we should win it. So you get the feeling of you drop 2.
Okay, Jonathan Veal.
Hello, Jose. Gareth Bale wasn't in the squad today. I understand he's ill. Is that a serious illness, or will he be okay for Liverpool?
No, he was ill, but of course not COVID and not even one of these flus that keep you in bed for a week. I believe that for Wednesday he will be fine.
Next we go to Jeremy Langdon.
Hi Jose, how disappointing was the Palace equaliser, and do you attach any blame to your goalkeeper?
My goalkeeper is the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, so I would never be critical of the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, period. If I have to blame anybody, I have to blame ourselves, the team. The ones that win, the ones that draw, and the ones that lose. Some guys, they have the philosophy of they lost, we drew, and I won, but that's not us. Us is everything is about us. At halftime, I told the players exactly the opposite that we did in the second half. But if they didn't, it was because they couldn't do it. It was because they were not able to do it. I give credit to Palace for that. I always say that even if you want to press high, if the ball is in the air, you cannot press. There is nothing to press. So they put the ball in the air. They start putting the ball in the box and creating lateral free kicks and corners and rebounds. So the goal could arrive like it did. So we have to blame ourselves for not being able to do what we did in the first half. In the last period of the game, a reaction, of course, a very good reaction. And then the goalkeeper made a couple of amazing saves, and that's it.
Okay, you've got a Charlie Akushin.
Jose, you mentioned there the players kind of not panning out as you'd said at half-time. What were your instructions, and why do you think then it was such a different game? It looked like they dropped off.
My instructions, they didn't change from the preparation of the game 2 days ago, yesterday, before the game, and at half-time. This is the kind of game where you need the ball, and this is the kind of game where you cannot accept a low block. There are opponents where you have a low block and you can be there for 3 hours and they don't hurt you. There are other opponents like Crystal Palace. When you have a low block, they put the giants in the box. They look for pressure. They look for second balls. They look for rebounds. They look for corners, for lateral free kicks. And you cannot accept that. We prepared the team for not to do that. In the first half, we did that very, very well. In the second half, we didn't. But I don't want to blame the players, because the players, they want to do it. If they didn't do it, was because they couldn't do it. And if they couldn't do it, was because Crystal Palace in that period was very strong. And 20 years ago, 15 years ago, you had a big distance between the quality of the players of the big clubs and the smaller clubs. In this moment, the difference between the clubs is the dimension of the clubs, but not the quality of the players. The quality of the players is very similar. They have very good players, very experienced players, and they create us problems.
Okay, last questions from David Facey.
Jose, there was a period of about 40 minutes in the middle of the match where you didn't have a single attempt on goal. Do you think your players perhaps didn't try hard enough for the second goal that would probably have made the points safe?
I want to admit that they couldn't. I want to admit that they didn't have that capacity. Some of my, let's say, build-up players, they lost a lot of passes. In the first phase of the build-up. In the second half, we were not very accurate. So I want to admit that if we didn't, it was because we couldn't.
Okay, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.